The team's first home game will be September 29th against conference rival Hartwick, and despite the rough early schedule, they hope it sets the tone for the rest of the season. I'm Marcus Watkins with the Buffalo Review. The Bengals will have their first home game Monday against conference rival Fredonia, and with the weather permitting and their batters hitting, they look to have a win in their sights. I'm Marcus Watkins with the Buffalo Review. While many people are having a hard time staying outside, the Buffalo State women's lacrosse team is currently reveling in it. They started the season so far out 3-1, and tonight will also defend their home turf once again against DUville at 4 o'clock. While it may have been a tragedy that struck the UVA campus 8 years ago, its effects are felt right here in Buffalo and other campuses across the nation. I'm Marcus Watkins with the Buffalo Review. The Buffalo Beauts are the professional women's hockey team here in Buffalo, and while the Sabres fall to the bottom of the barrel, the Beauts are in the midst of a dynasty with their third straight championship appearance. Weather may not have been great in Buffalo recently, but it has not stopped Buffalo State of coming outside with the cause, joining fellow SUNY schools in their Around the World for Yardley event. The event took place on Wednesday and was hosted by Buffalo State's Student Athlete Advisory Committee. Looking to bring awareness to domestic violence, people would walk around the campus, stopping by several different stations to log their yards going around the college.
It's extremely important because people don't realize how widespread it is and how common these things happen to college students, both male and female.
The origins of this event go back to 2008, when a University of Virginia women's lacrosse player, Yardley Love, was killed by her abusive ex-boyfriend. In response, Love's parents established the One Love Foundation to continue to bring attention to domestic violence and especially relationship violence.
So this event is kind of, it has its bittersweet side because it's a very fun event. We get people out, we get people moving, but we're doing it for a really good cause.
Buffalo State was not alone in this event, as 20 other SUNY schools also will be participating in the event this year on their own campuses, with the goal of the schools combining their steps to hit 50 million yards. While it may have been a tragedy that struck the UVA campus 8 years ago, its effects are felt right here in Buffalo and other campuses across the nation. I'm Marcus Watkins with the Buffalo Review. The Bengals hosted their annual Kenga Cup tournament last Saturday in West Seneca at Fireman's Park. The tournament featured several different teams, both on the men's and women's side, vying for the top spot of the day, but also looking to improve their craft.
The balance between aggression and just passion. Like, you go out there every day, give it your all, man, and it just shows.
However, this tournament is more than just any other tournament, as it is named in the honor of a former Buffalo State women's rugby player who tragically died in a car accident years ago.
It's very important. The base of it is Kenga. There's a girl, she died at 21. She was an alumni of the Buff State Women's Club, and she died at 21 in the city, got hit by a car. This tournament's all for her. Her family's here today. They come support us. It means a lot to them and just both teams because she was a great girl and everybody loved her. It's all for her.
Several teams from across Western and Central New York competed, like Geneseo and Rochester. But in the end, it would be Buff State claiming the victory, coming in first place on both sides. For Buffalo State, it was another important chapter in their history and another trophy to take home.
Buff State has been around for a very long time. The Banshees and Mad Dogs. It's a very historied tradition that we have. We have alumni that's great that come support us. We actually have our alumni game in the next 2 weeks, and that's always fun. But the history so far is that it's a club sport at Buff State, and we continually have great numbers showing up. Whoever plays rugby tends to stick with rugby and plays even after they graduate.
It's a brotherhood. Both teams are sisterhood for the girls. Everybody, we're like family. You know, we all love each other, and just the sport alone, I love it. Everybody who plays it, they think they're going to quit or leave, but no, they just love it. They suck them in, and it's just a fun sport and big brotherhood, family.
With its traditions of competitiveness and also togetherness, Buffalo State Rugby hopes today is like every day onward. From the Buffalo Review, I'm Marcus Watkins. The Buffalo State football team 2018 schedule released this week. The team looks to improve on a 6-5 record from last season, where it made its third postseason appearance in 4 years. The schedule was released Sunday during the evening via the team's Twitter account, with officially 6 games on the road and 4 games at home. The team will be tested early on, as the first 3 games will have them travel to the states of Massachusetts and Michigan, and also have them visit the Albany area. To get a take on how difficult the travel process will be for the team, we talked to Buffalo State strength and conditioning coach Nate Young.
They really need to take care of themselves. They need to make sure they're eating enough food, hydrating. Traveling long distance tends to dehydrate people. And then making sure they're sleeping enough, especially when they go out to Adrian and there's a slight time shift there.
The team graduated 16 seniors last year and went 3-4 in conference play. Despite the stiff competition, the Bengals do expect to make their final year in the Empire 8 Conference a memorable one. To speak about the upcoming expectations of the season, we spoke to captains David Lauer and Dupreem Robinson.
I'm pretty excited for the season. I think, we lost our quarterback from last year, obviously, and that could be a big hit, but I think Kevin Turrell is looking really good, and I think we should be a very good team this year. I have really high expectations for what we can do this year.
I think it's really important that our work ethic is there, that we have a great bond, and that everybody is on the same page. Going off of that, I think having all those different qualities, I think that could get us where we want to be, and I think we could get a championship or even go further into the playoffs.
The team's first home game will be September 29th against conference rival Hartwick, and despite the rough early schedule, they hope it sets the tone for the rest of the season. I'm Watkins with the Buffalo Review.